The National Super Alliance is expected to make a major announcement tomorrow following the declaration of the presidential results, which they termed as fraud. But even as they do, what is really in store for NASA leaders who was making his last attempt at the presidency? Well, NTV's Trevor Ombija looks at the options for Raila Odinga going forward.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission insists that the results declared are credible and a true reflection of the will of Kenyans. But the opposition will have none of that. That being the case, Raila Odinga now legally only has two options. The first is to contest the results in court within 7 days. The Supreme Court, on the other hand, is expected to give the verdict within 2 weeks. During that period, there will be no swearing in of the president-elect until the Supreme Court's ruling is delivered.
Going to court for us is not an alternative. We have been there before.
The second legal option he has is not to contest the results. He can choose to concede defeat or to decide just not to contest while he is not conceding defeat. Of course, even if he chooses not to contest the results, it's possible for another stakeholder in the process, another voter, to file a petition in the Supreme Court, which then takes us back to option 1.
In the meantime, the incumbent remains the president until the successor is sworn in, albeit with limited powers.
For example, he cannot sack cabinet secretaries, he cannot make very substantial changes of a financial or executive nature in the running of government, but he still manages the government.
But filing the petition is the easy part. The other hurdle that the opposition will have to jump is adducing concrete evidence showing malpractice in the just concluded elections on a balance of probability.
Not any discrepancy, not any irregularity is sufficient to nullify an election result. And this is based on the Constitution itself and the Elections Act, which states that the irregularity must be shown to have affected the final outcome.
International observers on Thursday praised the handling of the presidential election, with the European Union mission saying it had not seen any sign of manipulation. But NASA is having none of that.
President Thabo Mbeki is a great patriot, I admit, of South Africa. But I think he should have been vetted. The AU should have determined whether he was the right person to come here. And the same goes to John Kerry. I mean, these characters, when we hear their names, they look like from heaven.
The statements of the observers will have a major impact. Trevor, speaking as somebody who has litigated election cases, I can tell you that one critical thing you look for when you are defending an election petition is for that cumulative amount of evidence from various stakeholders.
Pundits reckon that whatever the outcome, the president-elect will have to focus on healing a nation deeply divided with splits almost right down the middle. Trevor Ombija, NTV.